What's good, YouTube? Today I'm gonna be showing you guys who I use for the mercenary and avenger objectives. I'll show you the nodes real quick and I'll explain them during the fight. But the reason why I use Domino, in her kit, she has a really good ability that I don't think anybody else has, which is from blocking. She benefits up to 1400 plus 1400 block proficiency. It's selected at random. Whenever she gets that high block proficiency and you do a well-timed block, basically a parry, she'll gain up to 10% of bar power, and that's key in this fight when you use Domino, because you want to gain that power. You want to get to your special one before Blade does. Otherwise, the surge charges, for each charge he has, he'll gain up 10% bar power. Otherwise, whenever you use your special right there, he had that 10k burst damage. The more surge charges he has, the first hit of your special when you launch it will do extra damage to him. And right here, this is what I was talking about for the blocking. See how she gains like some power from block. She had 0. She probably had a high block proficiency. Boom, she gained some power. So that was that for ability. But destructive feedback, he will not take any damage while that yellow timer is up. He will absorb all the damage, and once the timer expires, he'll take all the damage unless he hits you. And then there's the surge charge thing again when you hit him with the SP1, or yeah, you want to be using your SP1s. You can use whatever special you want, but it's just for your special in general. Like the first hit of whatever special you use is going to do extra burst damage. The more surge charges he has, the more damage he'll do. And this is my run right here. I believe I used 3 revives to take him down. You do not have to get solos every single time. At all. I mean, you could if you want to for clout and whatnot, like for views on YouTube. There's nothing wrong with that. Shout out to people who actually get the solos in these fights. I'm not one of them. That's fine. I'll use revives if I have to. The point is, you want to get the fight down no matter what. I mean, if it's going to take you like 100 revives, it's obviously not worth it. The fewer number of revives you use, the better. But yeah, destructive feedback. I mean, you could do what I was doing, not hit him at all. So that way, if you do, you could actually parry. Because if you hit him when he's a bunch of times, any damage, even when you're blocking it, even if you could take a perfect block when you parry, you're still taking damage from it. And a good run when it comes to these fights is if you could get them close to 50% health. Like if you get close to it or even past it, that's a good run for it. Does not have to be a solo. There's no extra objectives for you to get solos in this. And another thing is if he get to his SP2 too close, you could push him to his block. This only works when he's under 70% health, by the way. For Blade, when he's awake, and one of his abilities is he can regen by using some power if he's under 70% health. So if you get him over 2 bars of power or close to it and you want to knock it down, force him to block and then hit into his block. You'll be fine. As long as he doesn't like get a perfect time block like when you parry. If he does that, you're going to get a bleed on you. But if he doesn't do that when he's blocking, you can just hit into his block and it'll slowly lose his power to get him away from his SP2, because his SP2 is, you can dex his SP2. I'm not sure how easy it is to do. I can't do it. I haven't practiced it though. I'm pretty sure I could do it once I learn, but it's only a 2 swipe back. You just gotta know when to do it. It doesn't look like it's hard to do once you get it down from what I've seen, but I can't do it because I don't practice it. So you can dex out the SP2, but if you miss it, that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, this is me just basically taking him down with Domino, and I'm gonna show you this Sigil Scarlet Witch right after this fight. Do a 6-hit combo there. See, I gained some power from blocking. Because you really want to, if you want to do extra damage to him, otherwise he's gonna get lots of special ones and whatnot. Use your special before he does. When he has surge charges. I launched SP2 there. That was a 14k crit. All that bleed. Look at that bleed. He's got 9 charges. See how he had 9 charges and he used a special, and now he basically had the same amount of power as before he launched the SP1. At this point, I don't care. I'm just dealing damage to him. Like, it's whatever. He's gonna get to SP3 or whatnot. So at that point right there, it didn't matter to me. This is my second revive, I think. I wasn't paying attention. I honestly don't remember, but it's not a crazy amount. I know that for a fact. Now, when I first did this fight, I was struggling to get him below 90% health. Because I was trying to rush it. I was trying to like go into the fight and try to deal as much damage as I possibly could, like ASAP. I guess you could say I was trying to go for like a world record takedown, even though I was not gonna get that. But sometimes when it comes to these fights, you gotta just take your time with it. There's no timer. Plus, you got 7 days to get it done. You do not have to get it done on the first day at all. Get him down to 3%. And I get hit there. And I messed up the SP1 Dex, and I could have beat him there. I'm like, I think this is my 3rd revive or 4th. I can't remember. It's 3 or 4. Pretty sure it's 3, but whatever. I'll just put it at normal speed for you guys so you guys can see. He's got 9 charges. I lose the SP1 just to take him down, you know. GG's, it is done with Domino. The mercenary one is officially done. You're gonna see that right here. Now you'll notice something between this fight and the Scarlet Witch fight. You're gonna see. Is I turned off the beta controls and the little stuff after each fight that shows you the stats. I turned both of that off. I don't know. I feel like it's affecting my gameplay. Now Scarlet Witch, she is my favorite Mystic champ in the game, and yes, that does include over Doctor Doom as well, and Diablo and all the other great Mystics. I just prefer her more than the other ones. Same concept, just fighting like normal. I'm just fighting normal. I'm just spamming the SP1s. Now, one thing she does amazing that no other champ does is whenever you do a well-timed block, not even well-timed block, yeah, well-timed block, I believe, even when you're blocking, if you take 0 damage, she will nullify a buff and copy that buff that she nullifies. It does not work against passive buffs, though. See, I just took the armor buff. It's not every buff either. I'm pretty sure it's... I forgot which ones it was. I know power gain. There's some buffs she doesn't copy over. Like unique buffs, for example, like Call Obsidians, after you use SP1, he's got those 10 buffs. She won't copy those. I'll make a guide for her on how to use her and understand how to use her. Hopefully this weekend, I have time. I'm off Saturday. I work today, and I'll probably start working on it tonight. But one of her amazing things that she does, as I said, is the buffs. And yes, that does work against the unblockable buff she gives her opponent. I lost there. You're going to see that in the second half of the fight. I run out of units, and I had no revive, so I had to grind arena to get that, which is why I had to cut it like that. But then, yeah, we're back. 56% blade. I probably could have gotten the solo if I played a little bit better, but at this point, I was like, man, I just want to beat him. It's whatever. There, he's got an unblockable buff. I'm going to parry it, and I gained a buff. As long as you parry... Here, let's watch it again. Boom. She basically copies... She only does 1 buff at a time, though, if your opponent's got multiple buffs. And they have the unblockable buff. There is a chance you're not going to be able to parry that. So that is one risk that you can't really take. But if that's the only buff they got, or if there's multiple buffs, you could just keep parrying and then nullify one by one. She's amazing. I love using her. She might be my first rank 4 Mystic over Dr. Doom, honestly. It's going to be one of those two, but we'll see. And she does not be awakened at all. She doesn't need it. She gets extra utility when awakened, but she doesn't need it. She's still a beast unduped. All I'm doing is spamming the SP1s. Like, they'll deal damage over time the more buffs I'll get. Or more buffs I nullify. Those prowess buffs, I got one right there. And then I gain a power gain buff if for every time I got one instability, I do a heavy attack and land it, I'll gain a power gain buff. So that somewhat helps. It gives you some power to use the special. Use the SP2, that's 27k crit. Look at that damage. He's not losing any health right now because he's got destructive feedback. But there, he just lost some. This video will probably be like 30 minutes long if I would have just left it normal speed, but I thought I'd speed it up for you guys. Cut the time in over half for you. So you ain't gotta sit there and watch the whole thing on normal speed. This is the end of the fight. He's gotta do bars of power. I'm like, I gotta launch SP2-1 just to beat him. And that's pretty much it. This is how I took them down with Domino and Scissor Scarlet Witch. It took me 1 revive, actually. Out of the 3 bosses, that's the least amount of revives I had in one fight. Which is pretty nice. Maybe I'll get the solo against Dormammu. I don't know, it depends. I seen the leaked fight for that one. I'm not gonna say anything about it right now, but I wonder what the objective is gonna be for that, because I've seen the notes for that fight already. Because it leaked online, so I had to check it out. But yeah, that's gonna end the video here, you guys. If you found this video any way helpful to you, or you think it'll help anybody, share the video, like the button, subscribe if you're new. Go share this video to people. Let them see this, because this is it helps them out. It helps me out. Help motivate me too when you guys actually show me love and support the channel and whatnot. With that being said, the next video I'm gonna do is another Battleground episode, and after that, probably the next one is that Scarlet Witch guide for my next MCOC videos at least. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until next time, everybody.